Residency and ID requirements. The Tax Help program has no residency requirements. This means a client can come from anywhere in the United States and we will prepare their income taxes for them. Most of our clients come from the Austin area and only need their federal tax return prepared. If a client has worked or lived in a state that requires the preparation of a state tax return in addition to the federal tax return, we will prepare both their federal and state tax returns. State tax returns will be prepared virtually by Andy's team. You may be wondering, how will I know if a state tax return is needed? The easiest answer is to look at each W-2. Looking at the bottom of each W-2, you'll find fields 15 through 20. These fields are used to report state earnings. If a W-2 reflects information in these fields, the client may need a state tax return completed. However, some states do not require a state tax return and may still complete fields 15 through 20. For example, you may encounter a W-2 from Texas reporting income in fields 15 through 20. In Texas, a state tax return is not required. Therefore, there is no need to worry. You can move on to the next income document. If you encounter an income document from any state that will require a state tax return, ask an intake lead to help you get the tax return sent to Andy's team to prepare both the federal and state returns together. Here is a list of states that require preparation of a state income tax return. Here is a list of the states that do not require preparation of a state tax return. Remember that all state income tax returns must be completed by Andy's team. The Tax Help program must confirm the identity of everyone on the tax return to avoid the potential for identity theft or tax fraud. To validate the identity of the primary taxpayer and spouse when in person, we compare each person with their photo ID. If we're conducting an intake interview virtually, the taxpayer and spouse will each send us a photo of their photo IDs as well as a selfie of them holding their IDs. We will then compare the photo ID with the selfie to verify the person's identity. When validating a Social Security or Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, which we also call ITIN, an original or photocopy that is legible must be presented. Refer to the document titled Confirming Identity in SSN or ITIN for a more thorough list of all acceptable IDs and acceptable proof of Social Security number or ITIN. When conducting the intake interview in person, you must copy or scan all IDs, Social Security cards, and ITIN letters or cards. If a client cannot substantiate their identity and Social Security number or ITIN, they should return with an acceptable form of ID. Since the Tax Help program does not have residency requirements, a photo ID from any state will work. Acceptable forms of ID include driver's license, employer identification card with photo, school identification card with photo, state identification card, military identification card with photo, voter identification with photo, which is used by many other countries, a visa, passport, or national identification card with photo. Acceptable proof of Social Security numbers or ITINs include an original or copy of a Social Security card, a letter from the Social Security Administration with your full Social Security number printed, Form SSA 1099, a Medicare card with your full Social Security number followed by the letter A, an original or copy of an IRS-issued ITIN card or letter. If documentation to validate the Social Security number or ITIN cannot be presented, we will prepare a client's tax return if their taxes were electronically filed using our tax centers in the previous 3 years, and a staff member can verify that the tax return was accepted by the IRS. After proof of identification has been confirmed for everyone on the tax return, you may continue with the intake interview.